Hey guys, Kev here, and I have unboxings to do for you. So these first two packages are not for me technically, so these have been sent to me by way of Cobra Tech and I believe DLT, maybe? I'll check in a second, one of the dealers, they are headed to my buddy Evan Thompson up in Canada. You can check out his Instagram. I'll link it below. He is a awesome dude, and I proxy for him a lot. He has knives sent here. I take them apart, and then I ship them up to Canada. I've done some videos taking those knives apart. I think the ones I did were both his. So that's something I like to do for people if I can, because I try to think of it like, what if I was in that position? I would want, sorry, I'm a little sweaty from giving my daughter a bath. I would want somebody to do it for me. I did a whole video on that, which was pretty dumb, but if you saw it, then more power to you, right? So anyway, I have some stuff here for him, and I'm going to unbox that. But yeah, so thank you guys for stopping in. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all that random shit, hit the notification bell. Trying to say that more just because I know that I always forget, and when somebody says it or it pops up on the screen, it reminds me. So I figure maybe other people are like that, but at the same time, I don't really like promoting it, so we'll see how it goes. Can't get rid of this sweat. That's one problem with glasses, guys. I just can't, like, not sweat. So anyway, this is from Cobra Tech, and I think it's just springs. If you guys recall, in the one video I took apart his knives, one of them was a Boker OTF. And when I took it apart, I didn't have any issues with the springs, the little gate springs, even though some people mentioned that I probably should have been more careful. But when he went to put it together, he had one of them like fly off and disappear. So I think that's what these are from Cobra Tech. Cobra Tech, if you don't know, they're the ones who make that Boker OTF. I didn't know that either, but now I do. And let me just try to get in here. Here we go. So there's nothing else in here. Just a couple of those gates and the springs, looks like. So there you go. Nothing special there, but I got to make sure I include that with his stuff. Unboxing knife right there is the Kubi KU122. This is actually sent in to me from Jared Neve. I just realized I have my earbuds in, and I don't know if that'll affect the video at all. I didn't think of that. I don't know if the microphone would have been using that. So I'm going to quickly stop this and restart. All right, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose the video there or lose the audio or something. It's the KU122 from Jared Neve. And I like it. It has that kind of CRKT spew type blade, very pointy, I guess spear point, maybe drop point. I guess it's also, it's got a little belly, so it's not a warny. It's got very good action. I'm not the biggest fan of the blade, though, to be honest. I've opened a few packages now with it, and I don't know, the tip is great. Like, it's a real pokey tip, but it doesn't seem to, like, want to cut as well as I would want it to. I know that sounds dumb, but whatever. All right, here we go. This says Blade Show on it. So this is a Hinderer Eklipse, and it says made in the USA. 2018 Blade Show Most Innovative American Design. Great. I love that we're advertising 2018 stuff. This is the Eklipse 3.5-inch harpoon Spanto tri-way working finish in FDE G10. There you go. You can pause and read. And again, I don't know where it's coming from. DLT or USA made blades, something like that. It said it was coming from Birmingham, Alabama, I think. So, whoever's in Alabama, I guess. Sorry, I'm really struggling with this sweat. It's not even that hot in here. I'm just a sweaty bastard. I guess I was just in a bathroom with a lot of fog, so I'm just gonna work through it, guys. I could tell you right now, this is not an FDE scale. Hang on, Jesus Christ. All right. So it says, hand assembled by somebody Corrado. Instructions on how to use, and that is your tri-way. So you have your Teflon, and then you have steel washers and then phosphor bronze washers. I guess that's because you need the thickness to match, so that makes sense. But yeah, guys, right off the bat, that totally says FDE G10, right? You see that? FDE G10 right there. That's red. I mean, if you ask me, that's red. People have told me I'm colorblind before. I would love those people to chime in right now. Please tell me how this is FDE. I'm just kidding. Right off the bat, it's a heavy knife. I mean, it's not super heavy, but it's definitely heavier than I would expect a knife of this size to be. Like, here is the pincher from MBK. Look at that beauty right there. 3.5 inches and noticeably lighter. Now, this is a model from Hinderer I've always wanted to check out because it doesn't have jimping all over it, right? There's not a ton of jimping, and that's one of the things that bugs me about the XM18 or whatever. Although there is jimping down here and jimping up here, but okay. And then there's jimping on the bottom of the flipper tab, which I don't know why that is, because you're pulling up here, which is interesting. All right, let's just flick it. All right, comes out. Ooh, we got a little poon spoon action. I think that's the point of the Eklipse, right? It has that poon. Definitely ergonomically very comfortable. I think I'm definitely digging this way more than the XM18 3.5 inch slicer, I think it was, that I had in from Kyle, my brother. And here's your jimping. So why the hell is there jimping right here on the flipper tab? I'm not touching it like this. I'm not going to choke up like this. I mean, is that what they expect you to do? Choke up like this? And then when you go to use it, let's check the action. Drop shut. There's no, like, why would you have jimping here? That's just dumb, right? It's definitely a dropper, that's for sure. It's on bearings. That's how the tri-ways come anyway. There is some blade play, though, so it could just be they tuned it to drop shut at factory. The centering is, from this angle, is dead nuts. From this angle, it's slightly off to the clip side, so I don't know if you see that. I mean, it's ever so slight. Could be that getting that blade plate out of there will get that centering out of there. See, it looks dead nuts right there, right? So that's possible, of course. But yeah, I can feel a little wiggle when I do that. No lock rock of any kind. I mean, the action's beautiful, guys. Now, I do have to take this apart in order to ship it to him. So that's going to be interesting, right? I don't know if these are torque spits or hex spits. They kind of look like Allen keys, but I couldn't be positive. Obviously, I just need a flathead there. On this side, I guess you wouldn't need to attack that side, would you? And then you have, what, Phillips on the clip. So what is there, 3 different kinds at least? I'm seeing 3 different, no, it looks like 4 because of the detent ball or steel insert screw. Is that a steel insert? Yes, it is. There is a steel insert. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm liking that action a lot. This is way better right off the bat to me than the XM18. It just fits my hand well. The jimping is much more muted. I'm not feeling any hot spots of any kind. The action is drop shut out of the box. Yeah, I mean, here, I have my fulcrum on me. Maybe we could try to tighten that pivot without damaging it. Let's see. So it turned it a little bit. Yep, it's gone. And now it's a shaker. So that's probably why it was like that, because at factory they wanted whoever bought this to get it and be like, ooh, it's dropped shut. I'm just kidding. It probably just loosened in shipping. You might need to Loctite that pivot, honestly. But you could for sure get it to be dropped shut. The centering, I'd say, is the same. Maybe got slightly worse with that. Because usually when you have a right-handed knife like this, when the pivot is loose, the blade is all the way over to this side. And the more you tighten it, the more it goes this way towards the clip, right? So if we're thinking, you know, logically here, the more I tighten this pivot, the more it's going to go that way, not center up, which it needs to go this way to center up. So actually I'd have to loosen it to center it perfectly. Now, it's not off enough that some normal person is going to care. But I'm OCD, so I would probably mess with that for 20 minutes. Yeah, I like this knife. It's got the Hinderer logo right there. And then you got USA made and 20 CV on this side. Hopefully that focuses for you guys. You got your poon right here. You got your blade, which feels pretty sharp. Got a decent, yeah, it's got a good edge on it. You got a flat grind or saber grind on there. The finishing on this side, I guess, is, what do they call this one? Working finish. Now, the big question is, did Evan buy a replaceable scale already to pimp this out? Because he is the kind of guy who likes to pimp his shit. So he may already have a scale on the way to me, or he may have ordered one already for himself. He may not care that this is the wrong color. And I could, maybe FDE means fire department engine red or something for Hinderer, right? But I'd assume it's supposed to mean flat dark earth, but we'll see. But yeah, action's fantastic. I don't really have much more to say. It's out of the box here. I'll do a video. I'll probably do it where I do a, I don't know, we'll see. I might do a first impressions and take it apart and put it back together, because I know I usually do disassemblies and I have to take this apart anyway. But when I ship it to Canada, I'm not putting it back together. So it's going to be an extra bit of work to put it back together and then do the review. Or I might just do a review and then disassemble it after and not reassemble it, which I don't like doing that, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Real quick, thumb studs are flickable for sure. I like how those work. Lefty reverse flick. Let's give it a shot. All right, I got it out. That wasn't terrible, but you gotta ride the clip here, get under it, and really give it some gas. It's giving my middle finger the what for, so it's not perfect really. I like the flipper tab. The D10 on this, you can fail it, but it's gonna get smoother as those bearings break in. I'm guessing he's probably gonna put like skiffs or something in here. But if you give it any gas, it wants to come out and it feels good. And because of that D10, that means they have less lock bar pressure. It's able to do this and drop shut, which I also appreciate. So I think they nailed it on the action on this guy. So yeah, that's it. That's the Hinderer Eklipse, guys. 3.5 inch. So I'm glad I got to check this out. This was actually the one model from Hinderer, other than maybe the Jurassic, that I wanted to try, that I may have actually bought at some point. And I'm glad that he sent this to me, because now I get to check it out, review it without having to buy it. But for a USA made knife, I think, you know, $425, I believe. I think this is a good price. I think it's a good value. I think it's well made. It feels really good in hand. I like that they give you the tri-way option. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll hit you guys with a full review / whatever videos I end up doing, all right? Thank you so much for tuning in. I absolutely love you guys. Thanks, Evan, for sending this to me to review in the meantime before I ship it off to you up in Canada. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.